Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And quickly say Happy 4th of July to everybody. Happy Independence Day to everyone. This reminds me every time. This time of year, I just watch Independence Day every time. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. But anyway, whole different matter though. But saying Happy 4th of July, and I just want the next movie we talk about is another film that I did enjoy this year, and it's a film that both a lot of people and critics enjoyed. So, and this is for the review of Top Gun: Maverick, this year's biggest surprise smash hit. Really enough, I didn't expect this movie to be that huge of a hit. It has now made over $1 billion, 1.1 billion, I should say. I didn't expect this film to be that huge of a hit. No way, I didn't expect that to be $1 billion hit movie. That still surprised me, and it's by far Tom Cruise's biggest movie ever, worldwide and domestically by far. And Top Gun Maverick, first of all, I like the first Top Gun. From Tony Scott, may he rest in peace. This time, Joseph Kosinski, who directed Tron Legacy, which I was not a fan of though. Although he directed Tom Cruise previously in his other film, Oblivion, which I liked. I liked Oblivion with him and Morgan Freeman. That was a good one, but I think that Joseph Kosinski did a really capable job making this movie. Trying to do like this kind of trying to be like in the style of Tony Scott though, but you can't mimic someone's. It's like it was like like in that sequel to Doctor Sleep, right? How that director Mike Flynn, trying to fill in some big shoes, trying to capture like the stuff with Stanley Kubrick, with his certain style of his movies. It's kind of like same thing. It would try and capture that same style of Tony Scott, right? But I think Joseph Kosinski did a really good job directing wise. Tom Cruise come back as Pete Maverick. I think that one thing I would say positively about this film, that they didn't screw Maverick over. Like how a lot of sequels nowadays, how they screw beloved characters over, like say Star Wars: The Force Awakens with Han Solo, then Rise Last Jedi with Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? Like those kind of characters that we enjoyed from the past, and they get screwed over. Well, here they don't. At least they don't. They didn't screw Maverick over, which that's one thing I can say positively. As for the other cast members, you have Miles Teller, who I also like. He plays Rooster, the son of Goose from the previous movie. Anthony Edwards' character Goose from Top Gun. He's the son, Rooster. Jennifer Connelly plays a woman named Penny, who's the new love interest. Which I gotta say, Jennifer Connelly I like though, but the thing is, because Kelly McGillis, I think she said she wouldn't return because she's too old and she's too fat. She said, I think she said this. It could be wrong though, but how she looks nowadays, I can understand why. But which I'll get into all that stuff though, the nitpicks that I have with it though. But yeah, Jennifer Connelly, she's the new love interest though. John Hamm, he's the new commander. Glen Powell as the guy named Hangman, which I thought he was more. He's kind of like the cocky jock type guy, Although I can tolerate more of his performance here than in Expendables 3. Never gave a damn about him in Expendables 3, the new recruits that Stallone hires. This other girl, but goes by the name of Phoenix, and another character by the name of Bob, is codename Bob. is played by Louis Pullman, which is actually he's the son of Bill Pullman, which I mentioned Independence Day. Bill Pullman is the president. Funny enough, though, his son is I mentioned Pullman, so yeah, his son Louis is in this as the character Bob. Ed Harris, cool to see him though, but he's only at the beginning of the movie, which is like, that's too bad because I like Ed Harris as an actor, and of course Val Kilmer, yes, he comes back as Iceman, which I'll get to that though. But overall, yes, I enjoyed Top Gun Maverick. Pause, like I say, Tom Cruise once again did a good job as Maverick. I thought Miles Teller I liked. Val Kilmer with the scene he shared with Tom Cruise, I thought was like, to me it was kind of like the best part of the movie for me. It was a very wholesome, heartfelt, emotional scene between him and Tom Cruise. And plus, like I said, it was sad to see Val Kilmer, how the condition he has nowadays. It was sad to see him like that, It was such a great shame. But it was nice to see that was a really great scene. And the action sequences with the whole limited CGI using real jets flying, inside the camera, the cockpits, everything done for real. That was great. The action scenes with the jets was fantastic. It was just really jaw-dropping, which I saw this in the theater. It was a great theater experience to see all this jet fighting stuff. So the action sequences were really great, hands down, no doubt about it. And well, there was why is it every time I try to do video, I can never go. This is a bad habit I'm picking up here. Every time I try to do a video, I can never go through one video without a single yawn. It just bugs the shit out of me. Every single video I've done, probably this straight in a row, there's always have to be a yawn. It's just really bugging me. Apologize if I have to yawn every single video. Anyway, sorry. But anyways, but that was like pretty much the good parts, best parts of the movie. But there are nitpicks. I will say that no film can go without its nitpicks. I will say the score. They try to reuse of Harold Faltermeyer's original score from the first Top Gun. It was just a very lesser version of that. And the song choices, like at the end of the movie, you have the song by Lady Gaga. I did not care for that song at all. I thought it was a very shitty song, really, honestly. I mean, it's not like against Lady Gaga. It's just it was not a good song for me though to play at the end of Top Gun. But speaking of songs, Danger Zone. I still say it's still the best. It's still the best song of this movie. Although it was played only at the start of the movie, when, granted, you can say it's a good way to kick off the movie. All the ships, jets flying off the carriers, and you have Danger Zone kicking off. Okay, I would say that's a good way to kick off the movie. Playing the best song of the movie, though. Although I want to say that I wish they would use that song for all the training sequence. I think it would have fitted better. But I guess they want to get the best song out of the way, just kick off the movie, get excited for the movie to start, right? Okay, I get that part, but I think it would be better if they just use that during the training sequence instead, though. But hey, I love Danger Zone. It's still the best song of the movie, though. Still, and the thing is, though, another nitpick I mentioned with Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, I get the whole thing with Kelly McGillis because maybe she didn't get along with working with Tom Cruise during the first Top Gun. That's whether she can come back, or because she said she was like too old, and fat, and all that stuff. That's why they got Jennifer Connelly instead. Um, but the thing is, though, I didn't really care about this. I didn't really care about the new love interest in this movie. I really didn't really care about it. Did it really lead anywhere? No, it really didn't. I don't think it really led to anywhere. I thought it was like the relationship between him and Kelly McGillis in the first movie. I thought it really had something though. Here though, I just didn't really. I just never really cared about it. I just didn't think it was not that interesting, unless they're romance in the one in the first movie. And another nitpick I have, it felt like I was like almost like watching the same movie as the first movie because they put a lot of homages. Remember, homages, nostalgic. Remember nostalgia, right? I think that word. I think that's an overused word nowadays. Totally overblown word because they use that in so many movies nowadays. You know, with sequels. You know, callbacks, right? You know, like with Ghostbusters and Halloween. And so other ones did also. I'm sure other ones did callbacks to the previous films as well. So I'm like, nostalgic is such a is overblown nowadays. I'm like, there's a lot of similarities that they would play like in the same movie. Like okay, like I think it was like the same thing. Like the Jets take off the carry the star of the movie. Maverick, he is still trying to get over a death of a loved one, right? You know, in the first film, it was his dad, right? Here, it's Goose. Although it is quite funny though. At the end of the movie, he threw the dog tags away. I thought he was, like getting over Goose's death, but apparently not. I guess. I guess he's still over 30 years later. He's still not over Goose's death. I guess. So I guess like throwing away the dog tags was pointless. But same thing, getting over a death of a loved one, and then later on, everyone like the pilots are all singing at a bar, like the first movie. And like they're all playing on the beach, instead of volleyball, it's football. And the whole thing with the training thing again, and it's like a lot of homages to the. It's almost like I'm watching the same movie. Maybe it's because I'm yawning because I'm tired of hearing all this nostalgia stuff nowadays. Maybe my body's really trying to tell me something to stay away from freaking nostalgia. Maybe that's the message that myself is trying to tell me, right? My inner self is trying to tell me, my conscience here. Maybe that's why I'm yawning so much, because I'm trying to stay away from all this nostalgia stuff. But anyway, but there's just this a lot of similarities. Like I said, we've seen for the first movie, and also later on, like I said, later on, there's a funeral as well for someone. Like the first movie, it's Goose, and here in this movie, if it was I'm sure people still have seen Top Gun by now. Here it's Iceman. Yeah, Val Kilmer. So you get, once again, similarities, like a whole bunch of similarity things we've seen comparing to the first movie. But they add a few tweaks in it though, but like I said, I'm just pointing out that these are the nitpicks, but this is not a rant. I like Top Gun Maverick. It was a good experience to see in the theater, and I enjoyed Tom Cruise, highlight of the movie. I think there are some other Tom Cruise films I've seen that are better than this. For example, like I enjoyed Edge of Tomorrow more than this. Oblivion. Even the later Mission Impossible sequels. Although this is this film is 10 times more better than The Mummy that he starred in. That attempted other cinematic universe with the Universal monsters. That was a big fail. Yeah, this is much more enjoyable than The Mummy. But like I said, I don't hate the movie. I don't. But I don't think the supporting pods are not as memorable as the ones from the previous film. You know, with Tom Skerritt, Michael Ironside, Anthony Edwards, etc. You know, and it was just it was much more good feel to it. Like I don't know how to explain it though. It was a I guess back then it was like, because back then there was another similarity, was like Iron Eagle, which I like Iron Eagle though, but I didn't fully grow up with Iron Eagle like I did with Top Gun though. I mean, I like Iron Eagles. I like Louis Gossett Jr., but I didn't grow up with Iron Eagle that much. But I just enjoy Top Gun more. But anyway, and I was saying that, you know, it's been decades later, Tom Cruise, he gets takes part of this project that's gonna get shut down. Like, this plane needs to go up to Mach 10, and he does it. Ed Harris is there watching. He breaks the record, and when he bails out, he walks to this diner, and he's like, "Where am I?" And the kid goes like, "Earth." Which I kind of feel like that was kind of, I think he was gonna. I had a feeling he was gonna say that because people are looking at him as he walks in. The kids thinking he's wearing a helmet, thinking he's like an alien. I guess I kind of expected he was gonna say Earth, you know. And then after that, Ed Harris assigns him to teach this new group of pilots back at Top Gun. And that was it for Ed Harris. You don't see him again after that, so. And it was sad to say to see Ed Harris only at the start of the movie because, you know, great actor, you know. And then, so he goes to this bar, meets with Penny, that another woman I guess he knows, Jennifer Connelly, and all these other young pilots, including Miles Teller, who plays Rooster. I mean, it's still, he can't. Like, I guess Tom Cruise, Maverick haven't quite got over his friend's Goose's death because he still has all these pictures of him with him, you know, which is quite funny, you know. Yeah, okay, Kelly McGillis doesn't come back though, but they don't even mention her or no pictures or nothing, which is weird because that was like a love interest that was romance. That was a part of the movie as well, you know. But no, they don't mention her. No picture, no name, nothing. And so they think, they see him as this old man, you know. But until when they are sat down, this is time for them to training. Oh, they walk up to him. I mean, as soon as he walks, like, oh wait, he's training us, and he's Maverick. And then you get this fun training sequence where he shows them, you know, hey, you guys come after me. If I shoot you, you're dead. You do 200 push-ups. And shows them. He just takes them all out, which is a training exercise, not for real, though. It's like, oh, I got you in my sights. Bang, you're dead. 200 push-ups. Which, like I said, with the action sequence dealing with the jets, it was really fantastic and awesome to watch. You know, using his real jets and, like, really inside cameras out of the cockpits, using limited CGI as much as they can, which they want to do everything for real, which especially that's what Tom Cruise does, you know. He likes to do a lot of things for real, especially when he does his own stunts, especially. So I commend him for that, and it was really great for the action sequences. And of course, with him and Rooster, you know, it's friction because, you know, thing he was doing with his father and all that. And then John Hamm is there to give him the orders where their assignment is, while this train is leading to. Because there's this place which I forget what country they say they're in, but they had to go through this canyon, and then all of a sudden just pull hard up the side of the mountain, and then do like a nosedive all the way down to the bottom to drop the missile where the primary target is at, and then pull back up again. And there's some friction, like I said, with Miles Teller. He almost gets into a fight with Tom Cruise, and that's when Tom Cruise goes to see Val Kilmer, which I thought was the kind of like the best part of the movie. And Val Kilmer, he doesn't really talk much, so he talks to typing on the computer. asking, Tom Cruise asking him, what you do about with Rooster, and Val Kilmer tell him saying to let go of the past, basically. And it was really an emotional scene. It really was. And then to a point where Val Kilmer, he does really speak, which I think they use some audio enhancements to enhance his voice, Because Val Kilmer talks like so razzy, like this, right? So they use some audio enhancements to enhance his voice. But it was a really good, heartfelt, wholesome scene. I thought Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, what they shared was really well done. It was like I said, it was a very emotional scene. And then, although sadly, sometime later, then I found out that he passed away now. And that's where they have Val Kilmer's funeral. He nails Tom Cruise nails his pin on his coffin. But like I say, it was sad. At the same time, it was sad to see Val Kilmer in his condition, the way he is. It was such a sad thing to see. Just going from Batman to Doc Holliday, from Tombstone. Like I said, from Iceman from the first Top Gun. The Ghost in the Darkness with Michael Douglas, The Saint. And also playing The Doors. The lead singer from the band The Doors. Which like I said, Doc Holliday he played from Doc Holliday from Tombstone. That's my favorite role of his. Like I said, he was robbed of an Oscar for his role in Tombstone, which still have right down there. If you can see right down there, though, if you can see the little white frame down here in the corner where I'm pointing at it, it's still right there. It's always been my favorite role for Tom Cruise. Val Kilmer. I'm your Huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave. Yeah. Daisy. Daisy at all. Yeah, Val Kilmer, he was great in that. It just so sucks how he was and how he is nowadays. That's why it just gets me a little choked up to see how he is now. But that's what made that emotional scene work, because it was a good... I didn't mean to say that how his condition worked on that scene, but it was a good scene between him and Tom Cruise, but it was how the way they... Jeez. If you hear that loud bang, someone is already shooting fireworks already. If you hear that loud bang already. Idiots. But yeah. Moving on, anyway, so then that's when they get they're having fun on the beach, just like the first movie. Instead of volleyball, it's football. Tom Cruise is sitting there watching them while John Hamm's like, "What are you guys doing?" And the whole romance between him and Jennifer Connelly, I just think it was just pointless. Where did it lead to nowhere? It led to nowhere to me. It was a lesser romance than was from the first movie between him and Kelly McGillis. It was just not an interesting romance to me. And when it's time for the actual mission to begin, which they succeed, except that Tom Cruise, he gets shot down. Miles Teller goes back to get him. He gets shot down. Now they're both behind enemy lines, which was kind of not different from the first movie. So they go by where enemy lines. They're in the enemy's base, and they steal the F-14 plane. And all the action sequences, like I said, they're very well done. Still, they're flying the F-14. They get chased by enemy jets. They managed to take out one or two of them, and then the last one was about to get him. That's when they get rescued by Hangman, Glen Powell. And now him and Rooster are now on good terms now. And then I guess we got that song played by Lady Gaga, which, like I said, that I did not like that song by Lady Gaga. And then also during that, they also have in the memory of Tony Scott as well, which was nice. because he directed Top Gun, so it'd be fitting, because he directed the first one. Why not just leave it in his memory? Which, yeah, I miss director Tony Scott. I wish he was still alive to make more movies. So it's never meant to be. I don't know why he just. I don't understand why he just committed suicide. Yeah, he freaking jumped off a bridge, and that was it. I don't know why he was so depressed about. I don't know. Maybe just got to his head, and that's okay. I'll just end my life. Such a great tragedy. Such a great shame. Talented director, That's why I think I put with his movies. Why I put him a bit above his other brother Ridley Scott. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Alien, and I love Blade Runner, and among some other films from director Ridley Scott. Though, but the thing is, I think I prefer Tony Scott's films more because I think like I said, his way of directing style was what I liked unique about Tony Scott. Like, I love Beverly Hills Cop 2. I love The Last Boy Scout, Days of Thunder, Black Rain. That was Ridley Scott. First Top Gun, Crimson Tide, The Fan, which I reviewed a while back. With think a bit of an underrated thriller with Snipes and De Niro. The Fan, Man on Fire, Unstoppable, the last one we did, The Runaway Train with Denzel and Chris Pine, the Taken at Powell 1-2-3 remake 2009. Deja Vu. I think he also directed as well. Deja Vu. Enemy of the State with Gene Hackman and Will Smith. Yes, because nowadays every time if anyone's gonna mention Will Smith, is that the slap that heard around the world. But back then, I would say, talk about back then, Will Smith from back then. I enjoyed Enemy of the State. Trying to think of another one he did. But anyway, my favorite films of his was Last Boy Scout and Beverly Hills Cop 2. So it was nice, a little montage in the memory of him. So, and I think that Joseph Kosinski did a good job. And as for the score, like I said, they try to rehash like Harold Faltermeyer's score with the help of Hans Zimmer. It's not his best score, Hans Zimmer. It's a very weak score from Hans Zimmer, because Hans Zimmer, he's done better. I mean, especially going from The Lion King, Broken Arrow, his most underrated one score, Broken Arrow, among many others, especially even from the Dark Knight. This score from the Dark Knight trilogy was better than this. This is just a rehash of Harold Faltermeyer's score. It was just very weak for Hans Zimmer. And like I said, the songs, Lady Gaga's really no. Like I said, sadly to say, the best song is still Danger Zone. That was played at the start of the movie. But Tom Cruise, like I said, he still did a good job. They didn't screw his character over like how they do with other films nowadays. I'm glad they didn't do that. Oh, and I'm glad they didn't go the PC way, which that's all the films do nowadays. Freaking PC bullcrap. Like the one female pilot, Phoenix. They didn't make her be better than all the men are. No, she was just treated equal. If they did 200 push-ups, she also had to do the 200 push-ups. So at least they didn't go that PC. They didn't go the PC way of that. Making her better than the man. Like, women are strong or men are stupid. No, they didn't do that. She was just treated as equal as all the other pilots. If they get punched, if they do 200 push-ups, she does the 200 push-ups. Same discipline as all the others. So I'm glad they didn't go that route. Thank God. Because I'm tired of seeing all this PC political bullshit nowadays in movies. So I'm glad they didn't go that route either. So that's another positive I can say about it. But yeah. I mean, I have nitpicks though, but like I said, I don't hate the movie. I thought it was still an enjoyable movie, which some cases, like decades later, a sequel can work still, like 2020 with Bad Boys for Life. Yes, I know, once again, I mentioned Will Smith, yeah. But the thing is though, I like Bad Boys for Life. it was a surprise. I expected like as another sequel that came out like 20 years later that the sequel did work, because I think the reason why, because I think that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence still had that same chemistry they had with each other like they did in the previous two movies. So that's one of the big reasons why that sequel worked. So I guess sometimes a sequel like years later still can work, you know. But the thing is, at the same time, as I was just basically trying to being almost like the same movie as the first movie, right? With all these things, the callbacks like to the first movie, you know, like I mentioned. But still, Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, the action sequences, the scene between Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, Danger Zone's still the best song. I think it was still overall, yes, it was still an enjoyable movie despite the nitpicks. Like I said, I will still put this in my top 10 favorites of this year. Although I will still say I liked Sonic 2 and I like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent more. I will say I even put the Batman I liked more. And also Jackass Forever. Yeah, I think I mentioned that. I mentioned I did like Jackass Forever. So yeah, but I still think I like those movies more than this though. So, but yeah, overall, Top Gun Maverick still was pretty good, you know. Even despite he was almost being like almost the same movie as the first, but still. But yeah, but overall, I still liked Top Gun Maverick. So anyway, everyone, thanks for watching, and like I said, happy 4th of July to everybody. Have a happy Independence Day to everyone. And then we'll see y'all later. Like I said, happy July 4th.